Seconds. Hey everyone, it's Pete Cohen here. Welcome to another Mi365 podcast. Now, this is a very, very special one. I always say that, but one of the things I try to do is always try to make things better. And I'm so excited that the podcast today is with our actual member of the year. Now, we announced this at the summit that we had earlier this year, but Stefan wasn't able to come. He had some circumstances that he wasn't expecting to happen. He was looking to come. He comes from Sweden. He is our member of the year. Let's give a big round of applause for Stefan Blom, coming all the way from Stockholm in Sweden. Good evening. How are you, my friend?
I'm brilliant. I'm terrific. It's super.
Brilliant. Well,
yeah.
We both have a real story to tell, and I would first of all like to know, how did you feel when we told you that you were the member of the year?
Very, very much surprised. Very surprised. I didn't see that come at all.
So look, some people know this story, but for those that don't, and even for those that do, I think it would be really nice just to hear how you came across Mi365, which was then Tales of a Life Coach.
It was one of your first broadcasts, I think, when you were walking down the path in your backyard. I was just fooling around with Periscope, and I knew that I needed help to go where I wanted to go and to be who I need to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I was just zooming in on London, and then I saw this Pete Cohen Tales of a Life Coach, and I thought, hey, I need a life coach. That's what I need. What's this? And I just joined your Periscope. And my first thought was, what is this guy doing? Does he really know what he's doing? But I followed a couple of your Periscopes, and then I thought for myself, I need to take a look. Who is this guy? So I used the one and only Google search for Pete Cohen, and it was just like, whoa, holy moly, this guy really knows what he's doing. So that's where it started. So I bought my first journal. I'm ending my 7th now, I think, in 18 months.
It's
So
amazing.
that's where it started.
For those of you that are watching this on the video, I'll just show you what, Periscope. I don't actually use it anymore, but I did for a while until Facebook
Does it
brought out
work?
the Facebook Live. Periscope is crazy because you can literally go anywhere in the world, and you could literally just go and zoom in and go and listen to what someone is saying. And that's the randomness of how Stefan came across me. But for me, the most fascinating thing about all of this was him posing the question to himself, you know what, I need some help. I need a coach. And, this whole adage, which we'll unpack, is be careful in life what you wish for, because it just might come. But, as we know, a lot of people, what they wish for is not what they want, because, they're thinking about what they want. But anyway, let's just go back. Stefan, tell me about how you felt about where you were at that point prior to finding me.
Frustrated because I had worked too hard at my work, so I was I crashed, literally. I was so broken, so I don't wish anyone to go there. And when I recognize with others where I was and what happened to me, I tried to stop them and ask them, how do you feel? How are you right here, right now? And I can't really explain how bad it was, because that's a part I must remember, but I don't want to remember, because it was very, very bad.
We don't even need to go there. The fact of the matter is, because a lot of people, it's like, is that really important? I mean, not really. All that was important, right, is that you had a desire to change. What did you have a desire for? What were you looking for?
Just to be happy happy and grateful for what I got instead of just looking at everyone else and feeling all these what ifs. What if I do this? What if I do that? I just wanted to be happy and grateful and enjoy my life with my family, where we are at the moment, not where we might be or just feel that everything is against me.
So what do you feel now? Having felt that everything was against you, how do you feel now?
The opposite. Everything is with me instead. It's like everything falls into places. I just love this last week with
optimism.
It's just with gratefulness and happiness. That's just perfect. It's just like the foundation stones, bonk, 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 bonk. You just put them up, and now I have something to build, and they really connect really well for me.
So tell me about how your life has changed in terms of how you see things now, how you relate to the people closest to you. You have 2 daughters, right?
Yeah, Tia and Lovis.
How has your relationship changed with them since you've been working on yourself?
I am the father I want to be. I'm not that angry, pissed off monster I could be with them when, that's a part of me that I don't want to be. I want to be that father that they can come to when things gone totally out of hands and just, Dad, we need help. And today I am that one. It feels like I can help them and coach them with pretty much everything at the moment.
Wow.
And that's just amazing feeling. And it's part thanks to you.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the things I learned this year myself, because as much as you've learned so much, obviously I have as well. You can't help but go through an experience of reaching out to people all over the world and be changed yourself. And one of the things I learned this year from working with Tim Dingle, which is many people have now know who this man is or listen to his podcast.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing. And one of that's what he says, amazing. And I didn't realize that the word amazing comes from Henry VIII in Hampton Court, where they had these big mazes with the big hedges and people came out of a maze and it was then amazing. We found our way out. And one of the things he said to me was, he said, Pete, it's all about you. And I kind of went, what do you mean? Because I've always said, well, come on, it's not me, it's you. It's you that's changing, Stefan. It's, well, no. It is all about me, right? But then it has to all be about you, because if it's about me, it sounds crazy, right? Almost doesn't make sense. But if I'm good, I'm great, I work on myself, I'm happy, and I share that with you, and then you do that, we're passing it on. And is that something that you've been kind of doing? Have you been passing on your happiness, your joy, your purpose, your meaning to others?
Yeah, very much so. Yes. And it's so easy when I'm this happy and grateful for. I can just stop if it's raining outside and just look up and close my eyes and turn my face up to the sky, to the rain, and just be grateful to feel that the rain in my face.
Yeah.
That it's. I can choose when I want to be happy and grateful. It sounds like something crazy, but I can.
So tell me about some of did you right from the beginning kind of immerse yourself in what I was sharing? Because for those of people that haven't been watching this on Facebook, every week we do a different theme, a different topic, and we've done many, many different ones, from leadership to forgiveness. And did you kind of immerse yourself in it right from the beginning, or have you found yourself getting into it more?
I thought I did, but as long for every week I feel I have more to give and do. I can use what you say even more, as long when it grows stronger for every week.
And what are some of the biggest things that you've become aware of in the last year? I mean, it's been over a year actually. I mean, it's been like a year and a half. But what would you say are some of the most significant things, the most significant changes, the most significant things that you've learned?
The big thing is I don't get angry anymore. I That's the big thing. That's I can't remember the last time I really exploded like I used to do. It's gone because I know it doesn't. I just blow away a lot of energy instead of stopping, thinking, okay, what happened? How can I solve this, or what can we do about it? Instead of just go bananas and be very, very angry.
So let's talk about the duck, right? So the duck I have here, for those of you that are watching this on YouTube, for those of you that are listening, I have a duck here that I'd never even met Stefan, and he sent me this duck, which is it's a doctor duck, and you know, I received it and I thought, wow, what a really nice thing for this guy to send me. So it's interesting because when we talk about the duck, which is what we say to ourselves, it seems like you have really learned to question what you say to yourself, become more aware of what you're saying to yourself, which seems to have then had a knock-on effect to allow you to make different decisions to the decisions that you made before. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's I have come so far, so I hear what others say. And I can question them. Do you mean this or do you mean that? What do you mean when you say that? Why do you say that to yourself? Why do you beat up yourself so hard? But I don't mean that. No, you don't mean that, but you say that.
Yeah, you're a very practical person, right? You're a very kind of, and have you always been like that? Is that how you've been kind of brought up, to be just practical and just to see? Is that where you live in the world?
No,
tell us about where you live. No, go on. Tell me.
When I grew up, my parents taught me that they knew best for me, and it's yes or no. And if there was a no, it was no. I couldn't question that, and that was one of the part that almost made me and Anna broke up. That's a part that I want to teach my daughters today.
Wow.
That you have to question. If I say something, question me. Because from my point of view, I think I'm right, but from their point of view, they think they're right. So I'm not perfect.
That's amazing. So you were kind of conditioned into thinking there's a right way and a wrong way. And as much as you maybe didn't want to pass that on to your children or your wife, you did.
I did, yeah.
And then you woke up to the fact of, hang on, this isn't really working. And then you started to question kind of everything, right?
Mm.
What was that like? Is that right? You started just questioning everything. Like, what is this? What is that? Why is this the way that it is, rather than accepting it?
It was like putting my whole life in a bucket and put a lid on it and then just shake it around and just turn it out and try to put the pieces back together to get a life.
Yeah.
And today the pieces more or less are there in a new me.
Wow.
And that feeling is just amazing. It's when I think of it and I feel it, it's almost like I'm starting to cry, because it's so relieving that I have done it. I have turned myself totally around.
Yeah, you have, and it's amazing. If you look at that, like being lost in a maze, and you come out and think, well, hang on a second, no, I'm free now. I'm free to be free thinking, and you know, whether that thing is true about the 50% of who you are is genetic, and 10% is your conditioning, and 40% is up to you. Again, I was talking to Tim Dingle about that the other day, and he said, well, I'm not sure if that is true, because we've all got the resilience gene that we can switch on and off. We can be resilient, you know, and you obviously have that. You've decided that's it, no more. I want more.
Yes, but when me and a friend, one of my best friends, Johan, we were talking about that, and then we came to the conclusion that we use about 10 to 15% of our brain capacity, as we know. What's the name of it? that we are aware of.
Yeah, our consciousness. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and then we have our unconsciousness. But if we take those 50, 10, and 40% of that 10 to 15%, you see where we come to? The 40% of 10%, that's only 4% of our brain capacity is used to do what we want to do and who we want to be. And 60% is the other part, and that's only 6%. What does all the other 90% of our unconsciousness do with us? That's what I like to know.
Yeah, so that's wonderful, because that's like now you're just open to the possibilities, right? As opposed to the impossibilities or what we can't do. And that's really, really powerful, really powerful. So let's talk about, this is one of the things that we talk about a lot on Mi365, which is about purpose. But before we talk about purpose, let's talk about your values. You know, what is it that you really value in your life right now?
Myself being happy and grateful for where I am and what I do.
That's so powerful.
This is the first time ever that I have put myself in the first room. I have always lived to please others, always. Been thinking that if they are happy, I am happy, and I couldn't be more wrong. And when I realized that, the only thing I could do was to change. But I still have a problem to put myself in the first room. It's very easy to just fall back into the old steps of pleasing everyone else. But now I'm aware of it, and now I can choose, okay, what is the best if I do this or if I follow myself and do it for me? And almost every time, if I do it for me, it's much better. I do it because I want to, not because anyone else wants me to.
Well, you've invested huge amounts of time every day, right? So I originally used to watch this every day in the car park when we used to do the broadcast, and I know sometimes you still do. I remember thinking this was a bit weird, actually. You might have thought I was a bit weird. I thought, why is he watching me in a car park? But I didn't question that. But that was just a part of my brain, that's questioning. But
no, it's because your broadcast is about 8 o'clock in Swedish time, and that's when I get my kids to school.
Yeah.
So I drop them off, and then I just go to the car park and I listen to you, because it's what I have to do to see you live.
Yeah. And what have you made of the whole community and how it's grown, and what you've seen in other people transform?
Oh, it's brilliant. I just love it. See everyone grow, and how we step up and get new members back when they when they come and write their first post or make their first video. I remember the first videos I tried to do. I think I made the first video I tried to put on the Facebook page 8 or 9 times, and then I just used the first video I did anyway. And then it came to the live feeds.
Yeah.
I started to do, and I did it just because you wanted me to, or us to, make a video, and I didn't have any memory in my phone, and I didn't have anything to delete, so it was like, oh my God, okay, we go live. And that was a big step into my own comfort zone. I wasn't comfort anywhere with that.
So tell me, how important do you think it is for people that are listening to this, for people to get comfortable at being uncomfortable?
It's pretty much it. You have to. We must be comfortable being uncomfortable. It's just a feeling we have to protect ourselves and to grow and to be loud and proud. We just have to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's quite obvious that if you want to progress at anything, you're going to have to do something that maybe you don't normally do, or you're going to have to work at something, which means you're going to have to get uncomfortable. And so tell me also, with the podcasts, have there been any of the podcasts that you've listened to that we've done over the last year that have had a profound impact on you? Was there anyone in particular that you've listened to? And
many of them. The one I've listened most to is the one, the meditation podcast. It really works for me. I've done it at my job. I've stopped the car in the parking lot again and just put the earplugs in and listen to you, and then just woke up calm and relieved and much more energized than before. Mm-hmm. So that one I still use 5, 4, 6 times a week because it really works for me.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So, and what about now? Where is it that you're wanting to go? I know we're coming to the end of this year. We're moving into 2017. What does 2017 have in store for Stefan?
Wow. I had this aha moment a couple of days ago. Realize, who am I? Not who have I been, what have I done, but who am I today? I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a Mi365er, I'm an elite, I'm the member of the year, I'm a friend, I'm a project leader, house owner, sailboat owner, network marketer, and just see, where am I today in all these things I am, and where do I want to be? So that's what I'm working on right now, to see how good am I today and how great can I be? Where do I want to be next year at this time?
Powerful. I can't wait to find out because once I know,
neither can I.
This is one of the coolest things is, and I think a lot of, Napoleon Hill spoke about this in the 1930s, that 2% of people, they have a burning desire, or they just know where they're going and what they're doing. But once you know what that is and you can articulate it and then you share it with other people, it's like, wow, we'd all like to be a part of. I know so many people that would love to be a part of your success. I believe that we are changing the world one person at a time, but we're changing the world by building a community of people where everyone can have hopes and dreams. Everyone can think big or small. It's up to them. Everyone can feel supported, cared for, loved, and respected. And for you to be the member of the year was just a no-brainer for us. It was just like, this is the guy that just has to be, because you've been everything that we embrace, which is you embrace possibility, opportunity. You embrace consistency. I'm sure you're not as consistent as you would like to be. I don't know many people that are, but you have integrity. You want more. You want to help more people. But I also know you had a big setback this year as well, where you collapsed. You were rushed to hospital. You were coming to London. You were going to fly. How is everything with that now?
We still don't know what it was. There was a swollen part on my left brain in the front, and they don't know if the seizure was because of that swollen part, or if I got it did get swollen because of the seizure. So we still don't know. They don't know. So we're flying to the States and Trinidad. A friend of mine getting married there the 29th of December. And when we get home in the end of January, we'll do the next follow-up. So I've spent 1.5 hour in the
MRI.
Yeah.
So, when we, sometimes these things can happen for so many different reasons. And I think what I like about you is you're always looking forwards. It's like, okay, what can I take from this? And I know you've heard me talk about this before, but this study that was done on the fMRI machines, where they look at brain activity, where they get you to think about you, then they get you to think of a stranger. They see the different parts of the brain that light up, and then you think of yourself in the future. And for some people, when they think of the future, which most of us do when we think of the future, we don't identify with us in the future. We see it like it's a stranger. How confident are you? How how much can you see a brighter future for you and your family?
And that's the only thing I see.
Yeah.
Everything will get better. I don't know how much better, but it will get better. And there is so many things I want to do. When I started to realize what I want to do, and I felt like, oh no, I'm 42 years old. Do I have any time left to do this? Then I started to look at the people who had done these things I want to do. And they started to do it when they were 45, 50, 55. So I'm still ahead of them in time. So,
well,
yeah.
all I can say to you is there have been many things I've done in my life, and many things I'm very proud of. But one of them is to have met you. I know we actually ended up meeting in Vegas earlier this year. And that was just as weird as it was for you, because we'd obviously never met before, but it's like two kindred spirits, you know.
That was amazing.
It was. And I know we're going to see you. I'm going to do my best to come and see you when you fly over to the UK before you fly off to Trinidad. But also it'd be great to hear you speak next year at the summit that we're actually organizing at the moment. We've got the date, the 23rd of September. But anyway, enough about that. Stefan, I just want to say thank you so much. Do you have the plaque there? Do you have...
wait.
You can show it to us, for those of you that are, again, watching this on YouTube, for those of you that are listening to this on iTunes. If you've enjoyed this podcast...
Tia and Anna is hiding in the sofa. They don't want me to film them.
No worries. For you guys, make sure you like our podcasts, you share them with the world. And here is the plaque that we sent Stefan, the first ever Mi365 member of the year. There it is, look. And like I say, there really couldn't have been anyone else that... well, there probably could have been some other people, but he was a very good choice. So make sure you follow Stefan on Facebook. And if you guys are in Sweden, you get a chance to go and check him out. I most definitely would do that.
Yeah.
And
if you come to Stockholm, you just have to let me know.
Oh, I'm coming. Don't worry about that. I'm definitely coming. We need to organize that next year. That's on one of my goals for 2017 is to come to Stockholm. So I've already written that down. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much for your time. This has been so pleasurable. The time has gone so fast. But I look forward to an incredible 2017, and I can't wait for people to listen to your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm the one who should say thank you.